And to be more of an alkalinic state, there is foods you must avoid, because what gets you in an acidic body, which is more dangerous and causes a lot more inflammation, are inflammatory foods. So you want to avoid and moderate these foods to the max. Like literally try to have zero or very little bit of this, because you will notice, especially when you get into more of an alkalinic body and then go back up to acidic, you will notice how this affects your body. The first one is refined sugar. Refined sugar is anything like dextrose, maltodextrose even, sucralose. And then also you want to avoid other things like refined sugar, or even brown sugar is considered a simple sugar as well, refined sugar. And you want to avoid that because any type of sugar without that fiber will leave you crashing the next day or even after you have that sugar. Refined sugar will also leave you feeling very drained and you're more dependent on it. You can find that in fruit juices as well. Don't be fooled. Sunny D is not really orange, or orange drink is not really from oranges. And the other thing you want to avoid is dairy. Dairy causes a ton of inflammation. You might want to reduce that as much. The only time dairy would be really okay for you is if you're on a ketogenic diet, which is not something I really recommend right now to be in a ketogenic diet long term. Ketogenic diets are really good for you for short term, especially if you have neurological disorders or if you have any type of cancerous tumors growing, to get into therapy afterwards. That's what it's been proven to. I'm not a doctor on this, so don't take my word on that, but that's what they're finding in the studies for ketogenic diets. Anything red can cause a little bit more inflammation, like tomatoes. Red peppers, not so much, but the tomatoes, definitely be aware of that. You want to still moderate that vegetable as well. And potatoes. I know potatoes are known as vegetables, but you want to moderate that as well. And you want to avoid anything that is fried, obviously. Anything that is fried, I don't care what it is, will cause any type of inflammation in your body as well. Now, the other one is alcohol. Alcohol in excess will cause inflammation. Alcohol in moderation won't, so you want to reduce that to basically, for women, 1 to 2 glasses, which is 4 ounces, or a shot, which is 1.5 ounces per day. And then for men, it's 2 to 3 servings for men as well. You want to keep that in moderation because you don't want too much inflammation keeping you drained afterwards. You also want to avoid fruit with food. Fruit with food will actually cause a little bit more fermentation in your intestines, which causes that uncomfortable digestion and gassiness in your stomach. What fruit is made to do is actually be eaten on an empty stomach, because it's supposed to go through your body and digest it within 15 minutes. But when it's eaten with food, it's a little bit longer sitting in your stomach and causes that discomfort. So fruit is better eaten on a fasted or empty stomach, which means you're basically in a fasted state 2 to 3 hours after your last meal anyway. So what I would recommend doing is having a meal and then waiting 3 hours and then have a piece of fruit, then wait 15 minutes and then you can eat again. Or eat fruit and then wait 15 minutes and then have your meal and your coffee as well. And you'll avoid that uncomfortable fermentation in your stomach.